What's up, peeps? Quick video today because another large personality on Twitter has been banned this morning and people are bummed. Okay, so the character who has been banned is named Bronze Age Pervert. This guy, BAP, is how he is colloquially referred to. This BAP character has a pretty big following, a lot of mutual type accounts who eagerly retweet some of what this guy puts out there. And I'd say, regardless of your feelings on this character, I really don't care, but I know that his a lot of his content was historical threads, so like he would explain some concept and also tie in some history. So like a big thread talking about Greeks or some other ancient civilization or something like this, some historical tie-in and teaching lessons through these historical anecdotes. It's sort of a biblical form of storytelling that he engaged in. And his content was popular as a result. And like I said, he also has a book. So all these things kind of run together. You create these deep threads. You also make books. This is somebody who creates, and he has a podcast. This is somebody who is a rich content creator. If you are a rich content creator, the most important thing you can do right now in your social media interactions is to protect your assets, to protect yourself, to protect what you've done. So what you're looking at here is software called Focus OmniTweet. I am using this on my website now to protect my content and my whole presence online, because if I am canceled like BAP tomorrow, everything I posted to Twitter is gone. It's not just that you can't be on Twitter and you lose your audience. That sucks, but that doesn't suck nearly as badly as losing your content, which could be repackaged and repurposed for another platform later in the future, at some other time, whatever. If you have your content and it's transportable, you can continue to leverage that in the future. But if you just lose it all, you're screwed. I just don't understand the mentality of not protecting yourself at this point. Like, we have seen this enough. We have seen enough cancellations. We understand how this works. If you are not actively seeking to protect yourself and your content, then you must not care that much about it. That's all I can say about that. So anyway, here's exactly the transaction I imagine occurring if BAP had done the right thing and used OmniTweet to post his tweets to his website and then cross-post them to Twitter. By doing this, his content, Twitter can cancel his content that lives on Twitter, but I got news for you, that content still exists on his website where it can be cited, it can be seen, it can be referenced, that content lives on. So let's look at a little thought experiment real quick. So let's say BAP had done this. If he had, and he's getting canceled this morning here on Twitter, he's gone, people are lamenting this, here's one, wow, they suspended BAP. A lot of people are aware of this, and if he had used OmniTweet, everyone could be citing, by linking to his website, citing content of his that they like, saying, look what he does and has done. I can't believe Twitter's canceling him. Like, this is what you're missing. And it's that citation ability that really sort of makes you uncancelable. It's not just that your content is going to live on, but it's that others can cite your content and say, hey, I like this, I want you to read this. This information still has a chance to propagate. Censorship at its core is all about stifling information, putting a pillow over it until it stops moving. By using OmniTweet, though, this is a decentralized way to make it impossible to suffocate your content, or at least much, much more difficult. Much, much more difficult. Right now, all Twitter has to do is flip the switch and you're done. And so imagine real quick, a little thought experiment, and then I'm going to go for now. Imagine if Donald Trump had used OmniTweet. Perhaps you remember the timeline, if you remember back in 2015-16, it was a thing on social media, it was like a meme for a while, that there was always a tweet. And so what this means is like, from 2010 or whenever he got on Twitter until 2016, basically, Trump seemed to have a tweet for every freaking subject you could think of. And so, some of these meme-minded people on Twitter back then would dig up old tweets of Trump's that were relevant to whatever, current events were going on, and then cite his tweets as like as examples of perhaps as examples of Trump's understanding, but more than that, it's sort of a zeitgeisty thing. It's fun, it's relevant, it's hip, it's memeable. This is how you participate in the information economy now. But imagine if Trump had not just posted all his stuff on Twitter, where he was eventually canceled. Now all those tweets are gone. This was one of the biggest cross-referencing events that I can recall on the internet in the last 15 years, people citing these old Trump tweets. If he had a website, and if those citations were actual links to his website instead of links to Twitter, like I said, which Twitter canceled, if they were links to his website, he would have one of the strongest websites that's ever existed. Websites are as strong as the amount of inbound links that go to them. Okay? And you know, you hear about Google algorithmic manipulation, them manipulating search results, all this kind of thing. The amount of links that the citation economy yields is so great that you basically cannot engage in censorship without looking like a complete asshole. Okay? It becomes so blatant at some point that the emperor clearly has no clothes at all. If Trump had done this, if BAP had done this, if Alex Jones had done this, if the next big personality to get canceled had done this, their cancellation on Twitter would result in an explosion of citation links to their content and their website, thereby making it even more powerful. It's like you shoot laser beams at me, I absorb them and grow because of the power you have sent my direction. Focus OmniTweet enables this today. So when I watch somebody like BAP get canceled like he did today, and I know about the threads he has and the ancient historical tie-ins, telling some of these old stories in a new way, all this stuff, these great, persuasive devices and stuff that he's employed, it is brutal to know the citation firestorm that would be occurring right now that is not available to anyone. It's like, BAP, do your audience, do your mutuals a favor by doing this. Do yourself a favor. So if you're watching this and you're the next person who's going to get canceled and you make good content, you put out rich content, threads, deeply thoughtful stuff, it's tied into book sales or whatever else you're using to support your life, I implore you, protect your own ass. Get Focus OmniTweet, start posting tweets to your website, cross-post them to Twitter. This one's already been posted, so it says view on Twitter. You can get threads. You can create threads here. The threads automatically get turned into pages. These pages can be cited by you, by others. These pages draw in search engine traffic. This is how you build a website Leviathan through the efforts you're already making on social media. Stop getting canceled. Start giving people a way to cite you after you're gone. It's like a dead man's switch almost. This would create an explosion of interlinking, citation-based linking on the internet that would raise the profile of everybody's sites to the point that no search engine could ignore them. This is creating the information footprint of the future, and this is sort of what we think is relevant. This can be dictated. We can manipulate that landscape by doing this. This is the most powerful way we can fight back against big tech. You hear about all this stuff, oh, big tech this, oh, big tech that. The answer is to engage in a decentralized method of content production and a decentralized network of citable, tweets, threads, whatever, your content. And because of the way social media works, when somebody that an audience loves is canceled, this citation explosion that happens in the wake of this ensures that these people in this messaging never dies. All right? It's time to check it out. Hopefully I piqued your interest. Check out Focus OmniTweet. You can check out my timeline at Personified. I talk about it all the time. Check it out. It's never been more important than it is right now. This is how we fight back. I don't know what we thought the fighting back landscape was going to look like, but it sure as hell isn't just open another platform like Gab or Parler and go over there and say the same stupid things you're saying now. No, the answer is to protect your ass and to become a citable resource that cannot be denied. This is how we do it. Check it out, Focus OmniTweet. I want y'all to stay live on the internet and citable so that none of this cancellation tomfoolery can affect us. We can end it today. All right? Peace.